Come, Mark Meriden, don't settle down into an old grandfather before your time. A pretty wife's a pretty thing, Mark, and a pretty house is a pretty thing, but hang it, one must have a little life. Mark Meriden stood at his desk, giving a last look at his books, while Ben Sanford, the roguish, the merry, the song-singing, the Ben of all Bens, was thus urging on him the claim of a projected frolic that evening. Now Ben was precisely the messenger for such an embassy. There was fun in the twinkle of his blue eye, and a world of waggery in the turn of his head, and a pair of broad, roguish dimples that went merrily dodging in and out of his cheek every time he spoke. And he laid hold of Mark's arm to drag him away. But Mark shook off his hand and finished summing a column of figures, put the blotting paper into the book and the book into its place, wiped his pen, and at last he turned to Ben, saying, "I think I won't go this time." "Now why not?" said Ben eagerly. Because I have an odd fancy that I should like the pleasure of Mrs. Meriden's company better this evening." "Hang Mrs. Meriden! Beg pardon, Mark, hang myself for saying so, but one don't like to see so fine a fellow buried alive. Come, take a real wake-up with us." "Thank you, Ben, but I haven't been asleep and don't need it, so I'll go home and see my wife," and the rat turned a resolute step homeward, as a well-trained husband ought.